afternoon. Today's high is 57 degrees. Tonight, your cloud cover.
Hello, this is DextroManus. This video is about a precognitive utility build. This build only applies as specified with a three-step method: assessment, reflection, and follow-through. Recognizing playstyle is the key to wielding this method. Playstyles range from aggressive to evasive. To define a style, one must assess traits. To define traits, one must look for actions. To define evasive action, basically acting to hinder combat, death, or even interaction altogether. Defining a passive action, all in all, acting to not act and expediting death or initiation of aggression. Defining aggressive action, acting to quickly fulfill the objective. Your survival may be keeping this from happening. Once you've studied the playstyles and factored in the assessment, another game should come to mind. And by factoring in that game structure, we will understand our equipment, and that strike, none, and thrust are associated with evasiveness. Poise, standard, and great are associated with passiveness, while thrust, slash, and standard are associated with aggression. But before we go any further down the rabbit hole, let's take a pause for a story about robots, rockets, and humanity. Humans programmed the robots to destroy the rockets. The rockets still ended up destroying man, and the robots ended up wrestling to nothing. This is the same premise with rock, paper, scissors. One could beat one, but not the other. But if more are involved, all can lose. Nonetheless, one will always lose. Alright, with this legend handy, let's look at this diagram. It represents your hand's equipment field. This field can be found by hitting the menu button and selecting equipment. This field will be at the top left of the screen. Expanding on the field, we see that it's split into two rows, top for the right hand and bottom for the left hand. To apply the method, we need to build based around your main utility, your main weapon. We need to place it in the top left box. Simply applying the algorithm to this field will set up our mind reading build. But first, what exactly is the value of your main arm? Look at the equipment menu and select right hand weapon 1. Look at these 3 points. With understanding of the traits, we can assess that the weapon falls under the rock category. And with that weapon as our designated main tool, we can begin to construct our build. For the top row, place items with a greater value in the box to the right. Example, if rock is my main, then the box to the right holds paper, and the far right holds scissors. Single category items are best for the top row. We will save the bottom row for multitasking applications such as this weapon. The values on the bottom row should be equal to or greater than the box above, but they may only have less value, only if the use of the weapon fits the category above. The assessment will sync with your playstyle, and ultra weapons are great for this application because they hold all 3 categories. What? Go hard? Let's take a look at what we know and apply it to our right and left hands. With some word association, we can take the idea and give it meaning. Let's associate the left hand with the word mercy and the right hand with judgment. Assessment ends after combat begins, so if you get overwhelmed with enemies, stick with your main set. The best time to assess is during the enemy introduction. Was the intro aggressive or passive? Does the action call for judgment or mercy? Gauge for yourself and apply 2 ticks to each hand that accommodates your needed action or actions. Know that people are not limited to only one playstyle. Be observant. Secondly, look at the visible items on your enemy's avatar. Are there any offensive or defensive measures? If you feel so, apply 1 tick to the left hand for each of these noticeable traits. Limit yourself to 1 tick for each measure. Example, if my enemy holds 2 swords, I would only apply 1 tick to my left hand. That concludes assessment. After implementation, your theoretical value should be close to or equal to your adversary, ultimately giving you a tactical advantage. After the intro and assessment, all that's needed is some quick reflection and you can change your value to greater than your enemy. If you feel aggravated, tick the right hand once after your assessment and go ham. Follow through with your hands as a guide. You hold their strategy. I can't tell you how many times I didn't follow through with my assessment and ended up getting smashed by some stupid one-shot mechanic. Trust me, trust your assessment. That concludes this video and the completion of the Freelancer build demonstration. Applying this method only gets easier with practice.